Be sparking and rushing, man, like inside the dark. Call me Bill Snatcher, just the brother for the rapture. I hang live, holding on strong, hard to capture. Extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifesting. The gods work like appliances, dealing in my sacred life.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys some major news for the Boruto anime. This is probably hands down one of the biggest twists that you're gonna get in terms of promotional information. This is information Japan wants you to know. However, I will say these are some pretty big spoilers, so if you do not want to go into the episode spoiled, I recommend clicking off the video. But with that being said, if you're still here, I'm assuming you don't care about the promotional spoilers that they have. So for this one, I have 3 sets of translations, so we're gonna look at each of these. So they're coming courtesy of Abdul and Night Baron for episode 218, and then for episode 219, they're coming courtesy of Organic Dinosaur and Ray. Make sure to go follow them over on Twitter. Just make sure to be respectful of all of these individuals. I'm very excited to see how they cap off this car arc that we've had. So for a refresher, we've been in the Isshiki Otsutsuki revival arc, and I'm calling that the car arc. I'm just lumping everything car related in to one big arc, even though there are separate arcs that have been named for the anime. But I have to say, I love what they've done in terms of just getting right in the car, how they built up the members, how they've given a few of these members personalities, and you've been able to live and breathe with these characters for about 60 episodes in the manga. Car was there and they were out very quickly. So I do like this build up that we've had. In some ways it probably could have been better, but I'm completely happy with what we've gotten so far in the anime. It's exceeded my expectations in that aspect there. Now, I will say, this first set of information is going to be for episode 218, which is going to be airing on this upcoming Sunday. And I have to say, Psycho Jump, the layout for this was very well done. It reuses a lot of old thumbnails in terms of old screen captures, so it's not giving away too much, but the text itself is a absolute mind blower right there. So in the top right corner, it says, with Isshiki gone, peace seems to have been restored. However, a new threat emerges. The big black text says that Momoshiki has taken control of Boruto's body yet again. The right blue text says Isshiki is gone thanks to Kawaki's efforts. The bottom text says, thanks to Kawaki and Sasuke's do or die actions, Boruto has regained control over his body. So I like that. And what that tells me right there is that episode 218, they purposely left out what goes on with Naruto. So that does lead me to believe that the big scene that we've been waiting for involving Naruto's characters probably going to be on that back half of the episode. And I think everything's going to be in that moment right there. I don't think it's going to be a separate episode. I had said in the past, I thought maybe episode 219, because that airs on Naruto's birthday, that's probably when they're going to do that scene. It doesn't look like it, so I'm very curious to see how much time they devote to this. Do they just adapt it straight from the manga, which I kind of hope they don't do. I hope that they add a little bit more. However, it's not on the anime staff to flesh out that scene. That's something the manga should do. Like I've said in the past before, if you're waiting on the anime to quote fix something like a lot of people in the fandom are saying, that means that the manga was lacking something when it was done. And I do think that for as big of a scene as this is, a lot of people are going to need closure. So I hope more gets added if the anime doesn't add anything more to it. Again, it's not the anime's job to do something the manga should have done in the first place. I appreciate everything the anime staff does when they add in extra scenes and sequences like they did with the Naruto Baryon mode versus Isshiki, and like they did with Kawaki's flashback. So I'm hoping if they do something like that with Kawaki, we'll get this with the big Naruto scene that's in episode 218. If we do get more, then awesome. If we don't get more and you feel like you didn't get enough closure, then that's where you need to start looking at the manga a little bit closer. And whatever gripes you have, that's going to come down to the manga not capturing the moment in full. Now, this next one for episode 219 comes from Ray over on Twitter, and this is all the same images we've seen before. Going from left to right, you have the character design sheet for Code in the upper left-hand corner. You have Code when he was confronting Delta about who the traitor was in the Kara organization. Then you have Isshiki after he was being revived. So episode 219, Ray translated in detail the information that's on there, and at the bottom you have the promotional blurb for Boruto Volume 15. So it does kind of lead me to believe that we might be seeing Ada at some point in the anime, maybe this year. And I'll say for anime only fans that the only thing you need to know about Ada is that Ada is extremely powerful. So getting into the information on episode 219, it says it's going to be broadcast on October 10th, and it's titled Revenger. And it says that the sole survivor of the Inners, Code, owner of the White Karma, who did not become a vessel, Isshiki's soul appeared before him and left him with some shocking words. You will inherit the will of the Otsutsuki. Code becomes a revenger against Konoha and starts moving behind the scenes. So I like that right there, and I do feel like this is something to where the anime, like I talked about in my video on the Boruto anime time skips, on how there are time skips built into the manga that the anime can take advantage of, that much like Kishimoto did when he wrote the Naruto manga, he built in moments of filler in the Naruto manga. That way the anime would have room to breathe when it got too close to the manga continuity. Well, it's the same thing here, and I do feel like this upcoming tuning exams is going to be potentially a cover meant to potentially change around some of the stuff that happens in the manga. So instead of the 5 Kage learning about code and everything that's going on via that Zoom call, I think that this tuning exams is just a cover to give the 5 Kage an excuse to come into Konoha or to whatever village they're going to have the tuning exams at, to be able to discuss the information that they have. And if they do that, that gives the anime more room for anime original content. Now, I want to go a little bit further here. So we also have a translation from Organic Dinosaur, and this might be from a different TV guide, just given the fact that it looks like Ray was using the information from Psycho Jump. So I'm kind of curious to see if this is from a different TV guide, but the information is slightly different. It's more detailed. So it says in Organic Dinosaur's translation that Boruto has returned home and has developed a sense of dread about something in particular. Meanwhile, Amato tells him some new intel regarding Code, who is the leader of Car. Now that's a huge one right there. That is huge that they went ahead and they just called Code the true leader of Car. Now, that's true. That's true. So if you're somebody who said that Code was giving you strong Toby vibes, you're absolutely right. Pat yourself on the back. Manga readers know why Code is as powerful as he is, and you're going to get a lot of information about this character Code coming up. So I do like that between those two things right there, they're giving you a decent amount of information that Code has a karma seal, that he couldn't become a vessel, and that Isshiki's soul appeared in front of him, and that Code is going to be the true leader of the Car organization. So what that tells me is that the back half of episode 219 might be the potential transition that starts over to getting us to 220 and 221, which are those tuning exams. I don't know how far into the upcoming episodes this tuning exam is going to be, but just based off what we have, episode 220 and 221, based off of the titles, kind of leads me to believe that might be the start of a new arc. We'll know for certain once they release more information. But, you know, overall, I'm very excited to see how they kind of handle this right here, because they're in a very funky point to where there are multiple instances for time skips, but this might be the best opportunity after Code speaks with Isshiki, and Isshiki tells him that he's going to inherit the will of the Otsutsuki. This is the best opportunity to kind of milk the anime for transition episodes and kind of build in more time before you get to the huge revelation with the character of Ada, who hasn't been introduced into the Boruto anime yet. I'm going to say the same thing I said a few years ago, where I said that once we got to Kawaki showing up, there's not a lot of room for filler to be done there, but there are moments should they choose to use it. But more than likely, it's going to be full steam ahead. Well, right now, based off of where the manga is currently, I think that instead of what the anime did where it went full steam ahead, the anime is going to milk this time to give the manga more of an opportunity to get further ahead. I still believe in the manga we're a few story events away from getting into a time skip, so this could be the anime biding more time there. I'm just very curious to see how they go about this. There's enough source material out there for them to do more anime original stuff like they've done in the past, whether it be adapting light novels and tweaking them to fit the anime timeline, or adapting information from the data books and turning that into anime original episodes. There's more than enough lore out there, and if you're familiar with the content on the channel, you know that I cover a lot of that lesser known lore. So I'm kind of curious to see where they kind of take this. Well, based off of what we've gotten so far in the manga, it's a little too early to tell if that's going to be the case. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.